Hey guys, Sid here. Welcome to this Hall of Fame interview, and I'm with the one and only Raakesh Rana here. And Raakesh, I've known him for a while, and I've seen the way that he has actually broken through and come out from the typical corporate world, 17 years, then getting into this space of training, coaching, struggling in this space for a long time, and then actually starting to get results and breaking through in this space as well after trying and testing different things. In the last 6 months, Raakesh has done over 22 lakhs. Through his knowledge business, through multiple methods. And first of all, Raakesh, congrats on this. And I think must have been such an amazing 6 months for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, while the entire world is going in the panic mode during the last COVID period,
Yeah.
I mean, it is more of probably taking your image out of that, because you insulate yourself from the negativity that is around you.
Yeah.
That is when you actually realize your true potential. And that's what I realized in the last 6 months, because those last 6 months were just magical for not only me, for the people who joined me as well, because they have shown me some results which are not believable. When the people get the 70% hike, or people actually get promoted, or people get into a different role, getting promoted into a different level, and at the same time creating their businesses. All this is as good as a miracle for me, for the people who believe that there is a potential that they need to tap into.
Absolutely. And that journey is so amazing. So tell us about the journey of what all did you have to go through to come to the point of now where the money is not a problem? Because I know, in spite of being in the corporate world, in spite of working 17 years, top positions, you told me you're leading 200 people, but still you were in a 70 lakh rupee debt in 2018. What was that all about?
That is a corporate, what do you call, a maze, right? We are all trained to get into that corporate maze where we are told that you get a degree, get settled into the job. Honestly speaking, I have spoken to almost 2,000 plus professionals in India right now.
Okay.
And I have never come across a single person, right from being a 3 years of experience to 28 years of experience. They tell me that I have settled in my life.
Yeah.
And that itself says that what it entails in the corporate life. And I'm not against it, because everyone get their experience through that corporate life.
True.
And ultimately that experience gets converted into the wisdom and the wealth that they want to generate.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is that while everybody wants to get into that safe zone and the convenience zone, the convenience zone is not going to fetch us the achievement that we want in our life. And so was the case for me, because I was not able to break those barriers of corporate life for a long time. I was trying to be in the entrepreneurship since 2014. I tried various online options, even the mobile training options, then I would say the e-commerce options and so on.
Yeah.
Nothing was working out for the simple reason that I was not able to break the barrier of being an employee. And that haunted me for one more year, even after I started my transformation journey. And that is where all the people who are involved with you, or for that matter, anybody who wants to actually get and rise above some their average, I would say that first and foremost, they need to work what you always say, that in your mind.
Yeah.
And
Mindset.
you need to bring the excellent clarity about what do you want in your life first, and then pursue it with your right intention. And that is what brings the result. And I was struggling through it, because in the initial period, there was always a panic when you lose a job and you have a debt of 70 lakh, you have 6 people to feed. You always get into a panic mode. So the first instance was about the survival. Oh, how do I survive? So how do I actually make quick money? And honestly speaking, after going to this 1.5 years or so, I have realized there is nothing called a quick money. And that is where people need to understand, if they work on themselves, the answers will come on their own. Obviously, your entire ecosystem that you have created over the last 3 years or so, it will come as a catalyst for us, because it will accelerate the process.
Yeah.
And that is where I think it all boils down to.
Absolutely. So tell us about that journey. So I know we have met in some events also, Success Gyan events. And when did you start investing in yourself? Because I think that was one of the factors, right? Because when you were investing money, when you did not have the money, when you were in debt,
Absolutely.
most people they don't realize that growth happens only when your skin is in the game and you're investing in yourself and not in other things.
100%.
So tell us about that.
100%.
When did you
So
start this? Yeah.
when I got this news for being laid off, even after having 17 years of experience in corporate, I realized one thing, that what I was doing was not right. Absolutely. Because it was not taking me anywhere. And I also realized that any future role, even if I take, it is going to end up like this, because there was a ceiling already planted for me that beyond this, you will not go. The reason is, when you are getting into a factory, you are instructed to work under a certain SOP, or
Yeah.
what you call a manual process. And
Correct.
when you are tuned to that mindset, and the people like me who never even invested in books during the engineering because I couldn't afford it. So for me, investing in myself, even for the book, was kind of a big deal at that point of time. But I realized that what I was doing is not taking me anywhere. And that's what I realized, then I need to probably do something first for myself, so that I can take myself higher, and then definitely the result will come. So there was a day when I had no job, no money in my bank account, 70 lakh rupees debt, and I invested lakhs of rupees in my first mentoring program with my mentor, the first mentor. And
Wow.
it was a lakhs of rupees, but I did it blindly just during that day, in the moment of spark, because I saw that spark, that what he was doing is possible for me as well. I was putting in the intelligent barriers for myself. Oh, you can't pay money, you don't have time, you don't have money, you don't have, I mean, so many obstructions which will come into your mind. When you can go above your logical limitations, honestly speaking, there's a sky is the limit.
Fantastic. So, how much do you think you would have invested in your learnings at that stage? Like everything, mentoring, courses, all put
I
together.
think by now I have almost invested more than 10 lakh rupees.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm keep investing right now
Yeah,
as
and
well.
it's an ongoing process. Even I
It's an
always keep buying.
evolution. I mean, people see that it's a process of actually, oh, whether I will get the return on investment or not. What people are already missing is, there is no return on intent that is being seen by people. People do not have intention. They are going for that instant gratification, or people are making money, or I will make money. But there is no intent to put their skin into the game, even if they have to spend 2,000 rupees or 2 lakh rupees. But if they do not have intent, there is no result possible.
True.
So I
Absolutely.
always tell my mentees as well, if you're looking for return on investment, first tell me that what is your intent. Let's talk about that, and then we'll
Yeah,
take it
that is
forward.
the root, and intention is everything. Yeah. So when did you get into the freedom business model? So you went through a few mentoring programs before this. You've understood, you've learned through that journey multiple things, and that the whole digital angle to it. When did you start to put this together?
Honestly speaking, I made a biggest mistake by not leveraging the freedom business model that I already had in 2018 December.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And at that point of time, definitely I was in a job, placed at the client side. I was going through the mentoring. For me, the realization came that while I was building my own brand during that period while being in the job, and let me tell everyone who is listening to this, that those who have that mindset that, oh, I can't do the other thing because I'm in a job, that is a complete myth, that or lies that you are telling to yourself, nobody else. Okay. And that is where I realized that I should have actually started from the base, where I can help people to change their career faster. Because I had accelerated from being a trainee to an assistant vice president in the shortest possible time. But what I realized that people are still struggling, getting stuck at every juncture. And
Mm.
I was not tapping those opportunity which was coming naturally to me as a coach.
Yeah.
And that's where your freedom business model came handy, because when I was analyzing myself for 6 months into the mentoring, I realized that some mistakes which I'm making, that is, the one mistake is I'm not tapping all the opportunities.
Yeah.
Second is there has to be a trust and the respect which has to be developed from the scratch.
Mm.
And the knowledge business, when you are adding value to somebody's life, maybe in a smaller course way or other way, by giving advice on a weekly master class, you are actually making a difference gradually.
Mm.
And that is where I realized in 2019 August, to be honest,
Mm.
where I started focusing on the complete conversion of my a long-term program to freedom business model. That's when
Mm.
I went through the entire course as well,
Yeah.
while I was attending each and every masterclass of yours, and
Mm.
that was giving me a lot of idea in terms of where I was making mistakes, be it a
Mm.
niche clarity, be it the program creation. I remember the time when you used to give us a challenge. Okay, tell me the target date that by when your program will be ready. And I
Mm.
used to keep giving you the dates but not following it,
Mm.
and that's where I was making mistakes. So it has also to do with my own clarity of the mind that you need to get into, right? Where
Yes.
you can make a difference only when you are adding a value to people's life and not by
Mm.
making money through the program. If that intent itself, what I am propagating now, is not there, I don't think, I mean, anybody in this business can be successful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Because I've been in this game for a long time. Looking at spoken on different stages, done selling from the stage,
Absolutely.
selling high ticket programs, and even lower ticket. So what I've understood is there are two ends of the spectrum. If you look at the knowledge business, there is this that super high ticket game, and then you have the super low ticket game also. But and both are important. It depends on who's your
100%.
target market and who you want to go. But the key here is to create that bridge in that layer. And
Absolutely.
that's what the freedom business model does. What it does is, yeah, you can bring in people at low ticket, but you ascend them in
To the
stages.
to
And
the
not
super.
everybody is ready for a super high ticket. Like even my diamond membership, not everybody is ready for it.
True.
But I have a very high conversion because I'm able to bring them in and nurture them to a particular point, and then they're able to make a decision and move. So when you're able to create a nice journey like that, then it caters to the different
Different
levels
audience. Yeah.
audience and different levels that people have, and those who have the intent, like in your case, you are able to quickly go and invest high ticket in when you did not have the money. And there are
Absolutely.
some people who do that, and there are some people who need to go through that nurturing journey and some hand holding.
True.
So yeah, so thanks for bringing that out. So tell us about the how have you structured your programs right now? What exactly is your funnel? Do you have one funnel or multiple funnels? How have you engineered how did you achieve this 22 lakhs?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me tell you that you always get broke twice actually in your
Mm.
life. First, when you get broke, you have a realization. Second, you get broke when you have a second realization that you are not doing good in your entrepreneurship as well.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
had the second realization back in 2019 December, where I realized that despite putting in a lot of efforts in the freedom business model as well,
Mm.
I was not doing something right. And that again boils down to that you have to develop yourself rather
Mm.
than blaming other models.
True.
Because if it is working for 100 other people, there must be something which you are missing, which you are not doing.
Absolutely.
And
Mm.
that's where it boiled down to, because I got broke second time in December 2019, when I had to break my saving in order to run my house, because
Mm.
my household expense remained constant during this entire time.
Mm.
So now when I had to invest again, obviously it required bigger courage than what you did first time.
Mm.
Okay, because the thoughts of giving up will be far more intense than actually we can realize. And
Mm.
getting into your convenience zone where you can actually search for the job, get into a job, get into a safe secure job again, will actually cross your mind. And I will be very honest that it did cross my mind as well.
Mm.
The only thing which was driving me for that is the people like you, or for that matter even my mentors and the
Mm.
others who were achieving,
Yeah.
they were the same people, or they were in the same boat when I was in. They started with a certain why, and I started with certain why. Then I went back to my why, whether it is the right reason for which you have started. If you had to give up, then why did you start? And that is a very fundamental principle for any business or any job that you do.
Yeah.
But that principle struck me, and I invested again in the freedom business model by putting the funnel, which was, I would say, not so famous. I was against the odds, and I started with the direct selling actually.
Okay.
So I created a course. That course is definitely worth more than what I am selling today, but I started selling at the launch price offer, and that changed the fortune for me for the first 3 months. Fourth month onwards, as we already evolve in a journey, like you say that it is a continuous evolution of the process. So I
Yes.
was doing that evolution, and I realized that the direct selling has a limitations. And I converted into your formula, that is, go get the people into the webinar, tell them what is in there for them, and then probably tell them that by using this, your career will be at a different level. And I have always believed, and my mentors and you always say this, that you're not selling a program. You're asking people to invest in their future. And that's what makes a difference. So if you are able to convince them with your clarity and belief, that's where the game changes.
So what is your funnel now? Is you do webinar into like, how have you structured your programs from low to high?
So currently my program initially was simply a direct selling program where people used to come, and I used to follow the entire freedom business model that they had suggested. So weekly masterclass is there. There's a community building is there. There's a community nurturing is there. And definitely there are one-to-one as well. I have conducted almost now 200 plus one-to-one.
Excellent.
So it gives me a lot of clarity about my own learning, as well as how can I probably nurture my community well or serve them well. So that has given me a lot of confidence that how can I probably scale them better. So the first funnel is definitely about this direct selling.
Yeah.
When I stop it, I started with the webinar funnel where I used to call them for the webinar, and then now convert it, which is running fine. It has not scaled to the level which I wanted, but I think I still need to do the experiment. It is always a learning curve that I need to evolve, because the same webinar funnel I started with in the last year, I failed. But this time when I'm doing it, I'm getting success, which is, I think I would say the 15 to 20% conversion rate is what I'm clocking every time, which is for my own standard. It is very good actually.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's also, you would have evolved from last year to this year.
Oh,
That also,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
that also is a part of that, the whole process. So then from webinar, then you do weekly calls, and then you have like your high ticket coaching also.
So high ticket, we have restricted because my second level course is still being created.
Okay.
And I was just listening to this guy, the business coach, which you interviewed last time from Rajasthan. And I actually learned from that interview, and I have that in mind as well, that how can I actually convert my coaching program, which I always done for people which have benefited the leaders in the mid-career. How can I probably give that same knowledge, expertise to the people in my community? So that's what I am in the process of doing it.
Very nice. In fact, now also I'm noticing the program model also works. So you can do a product model, and you can also have a program model, like a 1-day program, 2-day program online, and everyone is getting used to that. We also did like a 3-day intensive digital masters boot camp, and it was very successful. We were able to even sell high ticket programs.
I am now trying it for that as well. So I keep evolving with what you guys are experimenting. I'm just keep evolving myself to that level.
Yes. So that's great to know. So this money you made, like 22 lakhs, was just in your level 1 itself. Yeah.
It is a level 1. Yes.
Fantastic. And how big is your community right now? How many customers, paid community do you have?
Paid community is around 947 people.
Amazing. And weekly calls, like you do it once in a week. How many people normally turn up for those?
So that is where the challenge lies, and maybe I think I would need your advice as well,
Yeah.
because the weekly call has been a lower turnout, and I
Mm.
know that typically the ratio will be hardly 10% or
10,
15%.
20%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
but even that is not turning out, and the reason I realize is the level 1 course which is there,
Mm.
it is all about getting the 360-degree career acceleration. Now,
Mm.
the people who are in the job, mostly they find it difficult on that particular day. Maybe I have tried different times as well, but
Yeah.
turnout has been different. So what I have to do is now I have to probably increase the value. That is, give
Mm.
more value to them. That
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
I'm planning to do now.
So there could be two factors. One is the time when everyone can come, or
Yeah,
the other thing is why should they? What's in it for them? If they come for that, what is the
absolutely.
benefit? So that's you can maybe bring it up a little bit more.
Absolutely. So I
That's why
realized by attending
yeah.
your masterclass that yes, every time you actually take the level up, there you need to understand that why should people attend actually.
Yeah.
So
And
that
for
is
me,
where I'm.
every week I like to think about something new. I just
Yes.
you have to keep that creative juices going. Only then,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
would say, okay, there's something huge is coming, and I will have something huge to share. But every
Yes.
week there is something. There's like a wave. So it's a part of the game. When you're leading and you're really driving forward communities, you have to really get creative in. Other people get bored. They just want to. Okay, just another
Yeah.
call, and there are so
What
many
what
options.
I
Yeah.
have realized is that people have a very short span of attention anyway,
Attention.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And distraction areas are very wide.
Mm.
So people are always looking for something different experience every time they get into.
Mm.
What they are missing though is because my niche is different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling this, that
Mm.
what they are missing is that unless and until they reinforce their own base, it is not possible to grow in my niche, in the
Mm.
sense that if you have to really grow in your career, you need to actually come to this master classes where you actually get the experiences of the professionals, because in that masterclass I am not the only one who is talking. I'm
Mm.
allowing other experienced professionals to jump in as well, because my industry experience could be limited,
Yeah.
but when I agree and aggregate the all experience, I think it is a huge benefit to people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So great. I mean, looking at your journey, yes, you have taken two huge risks financially
Yes.
to actually come through. You have the second one was usually the bigger one, and even I can totally relate with what you're saying, because I also, when I got started, first was the pawning my wife's gold jewelry. The second one was the big one, which came later on, investing in programs and 7 lakh, 8 lakh rupee programs for 5 days and that kind of stuff, which was really the pressure was building in. But now when I look back, those one or two ideas that I got from there is helping me make that much money in one webinar now. So most people, it's not like you said, you cannot say return on investment. It is a return on the intent that you have, and also how you can really take that, because sometimes it's like you plant the seed and you can't expect the tree to grow tomorrow. You have to nurture that, and it grows, and you have to take care of that seed, because all the
100%.
programs, all of you watching this, whatever program you're investing in, you're planting the seed. You're not going to get that tree tomorrow. So you have to work on yourself. You got to nurture that, and take care of that plant that comes out, and stick to that process. And I'm sure that is the case with you also, Rana. I mean, it is Rakesh. It is uh, whatever you learn from all the mentors. I'm sure you are consciously implementing that. Yes or no? Yeah.
100%. So I am actually, initially I thought that, oh, I'm getting overwhelmed.
Mm.
But as I mentioned, that there's a lot of information available in the world today. I mean, the entire freedom business model could be available on the Google as well.
Yeah.
But the problem with the people that they don't realize is that the wisdom which is there with the mentors can only come through the mentors, because they have put in their skin, sweat, equity, their
Mm.
blood and tears and everything together for years to give you something on a platter.
Mm.
Now, unless and until you try and appreciate that and don't go for that low hanging fruits that you are looking at,
Mm.
uh, more or less those advantages that they gain from the short term part will be not sustainable. And that is where I realized that while I'm working with one of my two of my mentors with you, or there's another a spiritual mentor that I
Mm.
follow, everybody who has come into my life, I want to take everything out of them, the nuggets of it, and I want to implement and give it to my community so that
Yes.
at the end of the it, they get the wisdom which is extracted out of years of knowledge, because all of you have
Mm.
invested lakhs of rupees in your development. So
Yeah.
why not give that knowledge
Mm.
instead of they actually starting from the scratch?
Absolutely. And this
That's what I
compounds
believe.
also. Like, see, for example, I learned based on the decade of experience I got from my
Yes,
mentor. And then I
absolutely.
implemented that and I got results. And then
Yes,
based on my experience, I'm learning new things and that I'm sharing with the group over here. And then now you are like in your case, you're taking elements from all the different mentors and you're giving that to your community. So I truly believe that this is the future of education. I mean, this is the
100%.
future of employment and education, period. The traditional
100%.
education system where everything is like, like a cookie cutter factory based model. You need some of those things for a particular segment, but there is no faster way to learn than to learn from somebody who's doing it and who's doing it on the
Absolutely.
go and who's continuing to,
Oh,
to be an implementer. Yeah.
yes. See, I think one of the biggest differentiator which I have realized is I follow that 3A, or what I have now acronym as AURA, which Tony Robbins and everybody says
Yes.
as well. The first is awareness,
Mm.
understanding where this is leading to, this
Mm.
awareness is leading to. Third is the reconditioning that you have. And fourth is the action.
Yeah.
Unless you create your own aura, there
Mm.
is no way that
No way.
you can get the success. There is
Absolutely.
no way. I mean, you can have a short-term gains. I mean, by doing your politics, by actually getting into a people, by doing the Facebook ad, but this aura can take you to the next level,
True, true.
personally as well as
Mm.
obviously the professionally as well.
Our thumbprint is unique, our retina is unique. And
Absolutely.
as an educator, if you're able to be unique in your way that you're able to connect, that's what is the attraction. Because everybody, all the technicalities, everybody knows anyway. You can go to YouTube and learn
Oh,
Facebook ads.
100%.
You can go and just
100%.
all that stuff is secondary. So that's
And
what makes it attractive.
I tell this to my mentees in every master class.
Mm.
Don't compare yourself to be a common man. There is nothing common with anyone except your victim mentality.
Mm. Absolutely.
That's it.
Yes, yes. Anyone can change their life. They put their mind to
Oh,
it. Yeah,
absolutely.
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 Great, Rana. It was very inspiring interview. All of you here watching this on YouTube or Facebook, just type in the comment box "inspiring." If you know somebody who is working in the corporate world, someone who's like Raakesh, who's been through this journey, just tag them below on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, just share in the comment box how it has impacted you. In my YouTube channel description, there's a link to Raakesh's next online webinar or website link. Is that go and check it out and see how if you are somebody who's in that mid career, you really want to like make that transition. There's no better person than Raakesh who can actually help you with that, because that's his core niche area that he's working on with a community now that's growing. And other thing is very simple. Like, you want to take your knowledge and make it into a super profitable business and be a part of this revolution. I would want to welcome you to my Internet Lifestyle Hub. So you can go to ilh.world. It'll take you to internetlifestylehub.com. Have a look at all the other success stories besides this and be a part of this revolution, which is, we are here to change the society. We're here to create a new school for the new world, a new society for the new world. And if you're an expert, we want to welcome you in there. So before I close this interview, I always like to ask this question with the other person, which is, based on all your life's experiences and learnings, if you had to boil it down to one success principle, what would that be, Raakesh, for you?
That principle for me is rise above the average.
Nice. Rise
I mean,
above the average. Yeah.
whatever you do, rise above the average. There is
Mm.
a lot of crowd at the average. You
Mm.
can always rise above the average if you have belief in yourself.
Absolutely. And it is a decision, right? You make a decision
It
and then
is
you
a
move.
choice that you
Choice.
make to
Mm.
rise above the average. I mean, it is not going to be on your platter. It is the
Mm.
choice that you make.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Raakesh. Wish you all the very best. More power to you. And all of you here watching, just type in the comment box, rise above the average. That is your big golden nugget to take away. And looking
Thank you.
forward to the future interviews. Yeah. All the
Thank
best.
you very much, Siddharth. I'm really, really grateful for the journey that we have been through, and more
Welcome.
power to you as well to transform many lives.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah.